A 20-mile-an-hour brake test. 20 miles an hour here. Ooh. 6, 27, 27, 28. This is the PVY Turbo. A very nice fat tyre folding e-bike from PVY. They say it's got 250 watts and yet it shoots up the hill. Maybe there's a bit more under this turbo hood than they're letting on. Hello, welcome to the e-VRC on the PVY Turbo on another grey, windy day in America, Birmingham, Alabama. So the PVY Turbo is 250 watts, 48 volt battery, 13 amp hour. They reckon a range of 100 kilometers. We'll find out if that's true. 48 volts times 13 amp hours gives a 624 watt hour capacity, which isn't the most. It is on the smaller end of these bikes. Now you don't need the key to run this bike. Battery slides out easily. It's only small, isn't it? Quite light, only 13 amp hours. Slide it back in, locks into place. Just remove the key like that. So they say it's 250 watts. However, if you look at the motor, it is a bit of a big boy, and suspicions were confirmed. It is actually a 750 watts, but they have it locked to 250 and a max speed of 15.5, which I am currently doing. Interestingly though, it does come with a throttle on the bike, but it's easily removed if you want to keep it locked and not have a throttle and stay legal. But we will be unlocking it. But let's start by seeing how fast I can actually go on this bike without any sort of unlocking, because obviously as soon as you get over 16 miles an hour it cuts out. So I'm going 19 then, and earlier I was cruising along without any sort of power. It's very rideable at about 14-15 miles an hour, but as you just saw, it's not really going to get pushed much over 20, and I'm already knackered. 29.5 kilograms. Feels it. It's not light, but it's not mega heavy. It's got front and rear suspension. The front is lockable, which is great, but even when unlocked it doesn't seem to make any clangy noises. And the rear suspension is a very big looking spring. So this is the bit where the road gets really bad, and I purposely go through all the little cracks and potholes, and as expected it is feeling really good. Helped of course by the 20-inch 4-inch wide fat tyres, which run at a low PSI, so pretty soft. The saddle also seems quite nice, but we'll see. There is a light on this saddle, because although the front light is wired into the system, here's all these bumps, the rear light is not, which I find annoying. I don't like it when they do that. I don't want to have to think about my rear light. I want to know that if my bike's charged, it will just come on. So you could be riding one day at night and then you realise, oh no, my rear light has run out. Not a major issue, but it is a bit inconvenient. So here we are at the hill climb, which I will be doing unlocked. To do that, what you have to do is turn it on. Whilst turning it on, hold this down. Watch this, it comes up as 25. Pump that, I do 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Let go. Right, the top speed of this bike when unlocked is 19 to 20 miles per hour, which isn't mega fast, especially for a 750 watt bike. I've had 750 watt bikes that do 30. Right, let's go. 3, 2, 1, go. Apparently it's got 80 Newton meters of torque, but with that low top speed, I don't know if it's just done on purpose to protect the battery and make the range better, but to be fair, we're going 17 miles an hour, which is not bad. I just feel like it's not going to be super fast up the hill. I think it'll get up, but we'll see. I doubt it's going to compare to other 80 Newton meter bikes, and we're slowing down down to 10 miles an hour. The battery's gone down to 3 bars. And of course, batteries don't really like this. It's currently drawing as much power as it possibly can from that battery, pushing it through the motor, but we're getting up. We're getting up faster than that learner's getting down. Across the line. My camera's just stopped for some reason. And the PVY Turbo does the hill climb in 1 minute and 6 seconds, a time way faster than I thought it would be. Faster than some powerful e-bikes, including both Engine Pros and some e-skates. And also 16 seconds faster than the PVY Z20 Max, which PVY also say has 80 Newton meters of torque. But very impressive stuff from the PVY Turbo. Right. No power top speed. Let's see how we're doing. Ooh, we're going 23 miles an hour. That's a lot faster than I expected, actually. That's not bad. So, without any help from me, 23 miles an hour. Let's see if we can push it. Top gear. Because now it's not going to cut out. It'll keep helping me. So 25. 26. 27. 27. 28. 29-ish. I'm sure I saw 29. That's not bad, but it's fair to say you won't be going that fast all the time unless you're super duper fit. But this bike feels a lot better than I was expecting. It's good because being called a PVY Turbo, you'd want it to be a bit quick, wouldn't you? You can't have a PVY Turbo that's slow. Fold the pedals, pull the lever, pull it out, lands on that metal thing down there. If you've moved the pedal first. Same story with the handlebars, pull the lever, pop down. They've only got a short stem, this bike, hasn't it? And there it is, tiny. But yeah, this is feeling good. Battery don't like it. And of course that range is going to be nowhere near 100 kilometers if you keep doing it like that. Well, unless you manage to do all the work. But isn't it nice to have the option of being able to unlock your bike and going a bit faster than 15 to 16 miles an hour? In fact, can you let me know, is there anyone out there who would actually prefer that I never unlock the bikes and I only ever do it at 16 miles an hour? Let me know in the comments, because weirdly, when I do an electric bike video, I get quite a lot of comments saying, oh, that's illegal. Obviously I'm in America, so it's fine. But when I do an e-scooter video, everyone just accepts it. I don't really get that. Horses! Something I like about this bike, because you know, it's a fat tyre folding e-bike, but it doesn't look the same as all those other fat tyre folding e-bikes. I love that different suspension at the rear, and it looks a bit more compact. Now the brakes are mechanical disc brakes, so I'm going to do a 20 mile an hour brake test. 20 miles an hour here. Ooh. Now I did feel earlier on in the ride that the front brake wasn't adjusted quite as well as it could have been, and we got about, oh, it's about 4 or 5 meters there. So going at 20 miles an hour, you want to be careful. You can upgrade disc brakes to hydraulic brakes, and I always say I'd like hydraulic brakes on any bike that can go over 15 miles an hour. But you can always just adjust your cable brakes a bit better. Right, a few little creature comforts. This bike does have a bell, but it appears I forgot to put it on. But it is a very basic, boring bell. It's got a nice colour screen that gives you all the info, which is nice. As I mentioned, the thumb throttle, it's a decent chunky thumb throttle on the right hand side. The suspension also has preload, but in my experience it never does anything. And on the whole, it's feeling nice. Oh, it's got metal mudguards, so strong mudguards that don't clang about as well. In fact, maybe that's a good time to see how it came And what was in the box?
The box was a pretty standard box and the bike came in pretty standard packing. Assembly was pretty straightforward, just shove on the saddle and the pedals. The handlebars were a bit more complicated but nothing too major. The front light mudguard and wheel had to go on, as did the rear mudguard, which looked like it was already on but actually had to be bolted to the bike. Ooh, what's going on here? It's all twisted in it. I'm hoping it's just that there seems to be bent to the side. Let's see if straightening that helps. Bit loose though, isn't it? It's not ideal. So that does have an attachment, and it looks like the only place you can put it is there. A little section just below the rear suspension, which I don't think has anything to do with the rear suspension, so I should be free to just unscrew that and screw that in. And there we have it. Then finally connect the power to the front light.
Can't get it in.
Ow! Just because I got hit in the face by a fly then, I definitely appreciate a like in the video, because I put myself through the ringer so I can bring you these reviews. And if you're already thinking, you know what, I like that bike, we do have affiliate links in the description, and if you use them, we do get a bit of a commission, and it helps me make more reviews because it means I don't have to be a full-time worker drone. The bike retails at £949. However, I will have a discount code, probably a 50 or 100, not sure which, so you'll be able to get it cheaper than that. And another fly, green one, under £900 for this bike that's going, 23 miles an hour without any help, but obviously if you keep it locked you'll go at 16, that can climb hills, that is so far very comfortable. Nice hand grips as well, expensive feeling hand grips. The only thing that I might think, I want a bit more of, is the battery probably, but again we'll see. There'll be a voiceover at the end of the video how far I got, but I really like the way this bike looks. And you know what I like about PV, and this isn't a major thing, but you don't have to have a stupid word on your bike that makes you're like, what is it? You get to have 3 letters, PVY, and it kind of looks cool. They've got a good logo, and it's not a silly name like Fun Bike. You can't be a serious e-bike rider, but it says Fun Bike on your bike. Height wise, goes down all the way down to there. I think they said 5'4", it's the lowest, and then it goes all the way up its dirty stem to there. Ooh, they reckon 6'5". Maybe. Knees might come up a bit if you're that tall, but you could ride it. Oh, let's check this cadence sensor out, because it's been pretty good actually. So I won't use the throttle to get away, despite there a car being behind me. There being a car behind me, and it kicks in now. Took about half a rotation or something. Pretty decent for a cadence sensor. So that's where they saved a bit of money anyway, using a cadence sensor rather than a torque sensor. However, I do prefer cadence sensors. I'm not a big fan of torque sensors. They all sound cool and everything. And reviewers, when they've got them, they'll always say it is a positive. But I don't really like them. Some do, and if you do, that's great. I don't. It's got the Shimano Tawny gears, which are like the cheapest gears. These have been adjusted well though, and they're absolutely fine. So yeah, do you get this bike, or do you get a different bike in the PV range? For example, they've got the Z20 loader bikes. They've got a cheaper bike than this, the Z20 Pro, but that is slower and not as powerful, and it didn't get up the hill. You've got the Z20 Max, which has got loads more range, similar speed, probably a bit less power. We'll see on the hill climb results. Only 36 volts, but 2 batteries. And then you've got the Z20 Plus 1000, which is a more chunky fat tyre folding e-bike. It's got very nice things like hydraulic brakes, it's got adjustable suspension, it's faster up the hill, faster in general, so more powerful, and a bit more expensive as well basically. So the great thing about PV is that depending on what kind of power level you want or range, they've got something for everyone. So definitely check those out. As for non-PV bikes, at this price point, I'm not really seeing a rival if you want a fat tyre folding e-bike, apart from maybe the EP2 Pro from Enquiries. Now, I reviewed that a couple of years ago now, and they've actually upgraded it since. I haven't tried the new one, but if it's like the old one, that'll be decent as well, and I think it's going to be a similar price. However, we are getting a weird rattle now. I don't know what that is, so I'm going to keep an eye on that.
I couldn't work out what that rattle was, but it wasn't the motor, as it still happened with no power. So apart from that rattle, the negatives of the bike would be the cheaper brakes and gears, but that's understandable considering the price, that rear light that needs a battery, and that you have to pay an extra £83 for a rear rack. Also, if you do put a bit of force down on the handlebars, it is possible to bottom out the front suspension. I think the main negative would probably be the range. I'm sure if you didn't weigh that much and didn't unlock the bike, you could go pretty far, but unlocked after 11 miles and me being 100 kilograms, we were down to 3 bars. However, under full acceleration, it would go down to 1 bar. It seems I get at least about 15 good miles of range if I was to unlock the bike, and after that, you'd notice a bit of a performance hit. Still, if 15 fast miles seems okay, then it may not be a problem, because other than that, the PVY Turbo has a lot going for it, and it does look really cool.
So yeah, if you're after a fat tyre folder that goes a decent speed, but also gets up hills and looks very cool and is comfortable because it's got dual suspension and it folds, I think I might have said fold, then the PVY Turbo at its fairly cheap price is definitely worth a look. So if you are interested, we do have a link in the description with a discount code to save you a bit of extra money. And if you do use that, it will help a lot, so thank you very much if you do. And if you enjoyed this video or got something out of it, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. But if you didn't like it, thumb us down. And until next time, ride safe.